November meeting with your advisory students, and it's going to start making more sense. The students are actually going to start looking at their academic progress at this point, and realize that they're working towards actually making better choices for not only their high school education, but post-high school education. And that's why you guys are there. You may not feel like you were prepared to advise them with this, but you all made it through high school, you all made it through college. You actually have a lot of good information to offer these students. I know the first meeting, everybody was a little nervous as far as what to expect, but it went fairly well. The students got where they were supposed to go very quickly. And you know, you went through the material. You may have not found that it was beneficial, but we did a little survey. And for the most part, everyone said that they enjoyed getting a chance or having the opportunity to sit down with students and actually just give them some good information or good advice. A few teachers actually said that students came back to them and were asking questions after it was over. So just that one meeting, you know, some of you were actually able to make some connections and help these students along. Now this second meeting, there's a little more to do. The students are actually going to kind of check their progress, and that's why you're getting transcripts right now. We're not able to print transcripts by advisory period, so it's by your first block class. So be sure you give them those transcripts on Wednesday morning. Don't give them tomorrow, because I guarantee they will lose them. Give them to the first block Wednesday morning, and it's a good idea just to give them with the progress reports.
There's a lot of us going to be in training Wednesday morning.
Yeah, Ms. Albert said that several of you will be going to ELL training. There's only 4 of us, but send us an email if you are going to be out Wednesday morning, and we will make a point to drop by and get those students started. If we have to run to multiple rooms, then we'll make arrangements.
We get progress reports for our homeroom?
Yeah.
Because for the same reason?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah, progress reports go out Wednesday as well. But if you look, you should have a yellow sheet and then 2 white sheets. One's an academic plan and one's ACT information. Now, the academic plan, we have one of these on every single student in the school. And as the student completes a course, we update it. You have a blank one because we want students to take responsibility and recognize why they're choosing the classes they're choosing and what they're working towards. This agenda, it's pretty detailed, but some of you in that survey, you wanted more details. You wanted to know exactly what to tell them. If we script this, it's not going to be as personal as we want it to be. I mean, like I said, you guys have a lot of knowledge to offer these students, and if you don't, always refer them to their counselor. If you don't know something, go see your counselor. So you're going to start off by reviewing what you did the first time. That plan, it was the purple sheet that should be in all of your students' folders. You got to finish, I would say 75% of this. You know, they were supposed to set goals, personal goals, academic goals, post-high school goals. Ask the students what their goals are. They like sharing with you what their plans after high school are. They even like you to offer advice. You may know a lot more about the major that they plan on going into than what they realize. But try to get some discussions going within the group as far as what their goals are. Now the last part of the plan, it's my academic performance. That's what they didn't really get to finish. Some of them don't know their GPA, and this may be an eye-opener for them because they're going to have their transcript in front of them. So have them look at semester 1 of their transcript and write their GPA down. You might want to explain to them why a GPA is important to their future. Some of them think if they have a 2.0, they're good. They don't realize what a 2.0 means. So, or even lower, yeah.
Okay, I have a question, because I'm looking at term 1, first 9 weeks, 2015, right? That's what I'm gonna go by?
Now, I'm gonna show you what to look at in just a second. They're gonna have lots of questions about this transcript, so we're prepared. So, they're gonna wanna know, where do I find my GPA? So you're gonna refer them to their transcript, and there's a little box. Some of them have 2 pages, especially if they're a senior, and we even have some super seniors, so if they're a senior, they probably have a second page. There's a box, the 4.0 standard, that is their GPA. That means all of the classes just get a regular rate. The highest they can get is a 4.0. The number under it is their QPA, or QPA rank. That's what we use for honors, or high honors. That's how we rank the students. Even their class rank is on this transcript. And it's at the top of the page where their student information is, and it's at the very bottom. So the first number is their rank. The second number is the number of students in that class. You see we have a huge 9th grade class for those of you that have 9th graders. We have 485. So, point them in the direction of their QPA. That is their cumulative QPA. So they started earning credits in the 8th grade. The grades they earned in those classes have been calculating over the years, and that's what they have so far. You're probably going to be asked, well, how do I raise my QPA? And it's pretty simple. Just make higher grades. It's the only way to raise your GPA. Now the second little portion of that box at the bottom, number of days absent. That's not really listed on here, but you need to have them think about the number of days they've been absent. And this is a good chance for you to go over the attendance policy one more time. We don't want our students to exceed absences and then use ignorance as an excuse.
Right.
Where is this at?
It's on that
Underneath.
purple sheet. You're not going to
Purple
see it here.
sheet.
It's in their folder. I'm still back to the bottom of this purple sheet.
Got the purple
No,
sheet
the
last
attendance
time.
on here.
It's
Yeah.
not on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
No.
is. It's on here.
That's going to be, they actually may have more absences than that because that's all day absences. Some of them
For the first
have
9
missed,
weeks.
twice the number of days in their 4th block than in their 1st block. So they can't look at that and say, I've only missed 5 days. Well, I'm good. They may have a lot more in one particular class. So those are all day absences. But they really need, if you have lost count of the number of days you've missed this year, then something's wrong already.
A lot of mine now.
So use this as an opportunity to go over that attendance policy one more time. So they're hearing this information over and over and over. So once you finish that purple plan, you're going to have to teach them how to read this transcript. They don't know where their GPA is. They don't know what the QPA is. Your 9th graders, this is probably going to be kind of skimpy. They have the 8th grade, and then they'll have their 9th grade term 1 classes. Seniors, they're going to be full of classes. So show them that they may have not earned a credit yet for term 1 because the class isn't over. So they'll get that credit at the end. We get a question, or actually they think it's a problem a lot. They'll look at their transcript, and if you have anybody that has 2 terms, like of a full semester class on here, they'll look at the grade that they have on their transcript for term 1, and then they'll look at the grade that's in the term 2, and they'll try to average those 2. That's not what you're seeing here. Like if you look in term 2, that's the final grade. Unless it's a 9-week class, that's the term and final grade. So let them know that if there's a credit beside it, that grade is the final grade. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Bless you.
Yes.
Okay. Because we'll have a bunch of kids in the office saying their transcripts are incorrect, but that's not the case. That's the final grade. Now the box at the very end of all of these terms, those are the classes they are currently enrolled in this year. So it may be second semester. That is really beneficial for seniors because colleges want to know, well, what classes are you enrolled in? We know you haven't finished them, but you expect to finish them this year. So now's the time, once you go over that transcript, and again, you can follow all of this on that yellow agenda, is to introduce that academic plan. And for those of you that are unsure about graduation requirements, this is pretty simple. The blank academic plan, everything on the left-hand side is a graduation requirement. And if you count all of those up, there's only 19. The rest are going to be electives. So have them look at their transcript and start checking off what they have completed so far.
Won't take my long.
Some of them may realize, I'm not progressing like I should. So talk to them. If you're an English teacher, tell them what they may look at taking next year, especially if they excel in English. Science, there are so many opportunities in the science department. It's not like there's science 1, 2, 3, and 4. Point them in the right direction as far as what classes they should take. Now, after you have them complete the left-hand side, and this is really the activity part. This is where they can sit down and they're kind of quiet for a little while. You'll talk about state tests, which is changing a lot. They still have 4 state tests, and they still have to pass them to graduate. But now they have other options. I'm not even sure what some of those options are now, but they have lots of options. And Ms. Stevens is going to pick up because the ACT no longer is just for college.
Just to reiterate what Ms. Britton has shared, everything she's sharing, we outlined it for you on this yellow sheet. So when you get in there Wednesday morning and maybe your mind's gone blank, if you'll just go by this sheet to the best of your ability, you'll be fine. And Ms. Jenna Ladner is videotaping this for us as well. Okay? We do want you to give the ACT flyer to all of the students. It has the dates. The main thing about the ACT, the reason it's important, it's college entrance exam, helps students earn scholarships, and it's also can be used in lieu of a state test. For example, and all that information is for you. For example, in the ACT, they do not have a history